Welcome back to another video and Merry Christmas Eve. In last week's video, I mentioned that it is really hard for me to sleep when the baby sleeps because there is so much that I have to do. So I am on a journey, I'm on a quest to do things while the baby is awake. Everything that I need to do has to get done one way or another. So I might as well take advantage of the time that he is awake so that I can have peace and quiet and not have to worry about so many things when he is asleep. I do understand that this is harder when your baby is clingy, and sometimes he really is, but on good days where he just lets me put him down and he's enjoying playing or watching that lady on YouTube. Her name is Miss Isa. She's basically the Spanish version of Miss Rachel. Even if I get 20 minutes, it's so helpful for getting things like the dishes done, making a really quick meal, and just tidying up the house in general. These are things that I would normally do if he was asleep. Honestly, it's been kind of great because not only am I able to get things done, but it really encourages him to play by himself. Now, I'm obviously not keeping him playing by himself all day. I still like to play with him. We do tummy time, we do activities, we have conversations. But like I said, if I can get those 20 to 30 minutes of him playing by himself or being entertained without me having to be in his face the whole time, then that is such a win. So as I've kept mentioning in a lot of my videos, food has been the hardest part for me during postpartum. It's really hard to get in, all of my meals for the day. That is the one thing that I struggle with the most when it comes to time and honestly, energy, effort. And I'm honestly really uninspired to come up with fun, new, exciting recipes to eat. But this is just one that I kind of threw things together. It's not an exact recipe. It's kind of just like an hay comida en la casa kind of meal. You know what I mean? Using up some leftovers, I heated up or sauteed some onions, some potatoes, and some white beans. I kind of made it into like a bean soup / just bean thing. I don't know. It was all right. I think I could have added a little bit more salt if I'm being completely honest. But it's okay. With everything else that I mixed it with, it turned out fine. So he was asleep. He had taken a nap, but his naps have been really short these days. I'm lucky if I get like an hour, 30-minute nap. A lot of them have been like 30, 40, 50 minutes. Actually, just yesterday, he took a 25-minute nap. So I was like, okay, sir. Thank you. So here I am doing everything at the same time. I could put on the carrier, makes it easier, makes me hands-free. But this day he was so clingy, if I put him down for 5 seconds, he would start screaming. So he just wanted to be close to me, and I did not, as you can tell, he's sleepy. He's been doing this thing where he rubs his eyes, but he fights his sleep a lot these days. So I don't mind just carrying him. I'm working on my biceps, getting my strength up. It's really not that big of a deal to me, except he is getting bigger. He's 15 pounds, and my back is starting to hurt because of it. But I'm just gonna do some more back exercises in the gym to strengthen me for that. I've realized that parenting and having a newborn, having a baby, you basically learn to do everything at the same time. So I constantly find myself multitasking, getting as much done in the shortest amount of time as possible because I obviously don't have the same amount of time as I used to. Something that used to take me like 2-3 hours before could now take me up to 10 hours to complete because I have a lot of interruptions with the baby waking up or him needing me. And I'm obviously happy to be there for him, but there is a part of me that gets really frustrated because I am someone that likes to be a little bit more in control. But I've learned that this journey of motherhood is all about surrendering and just letting things be. I find the more I let things be, the happier I am, the less stressed I am, and the more content I am. So here I am taking out all of my milk from the past few days that I keep in the fridge, and what I do is I mix them all up together. This is called the pitcher method. Whatever milk you had pumped, you add it all into one pitcher. This way you mix it up, and the morning milk, the night milk, everything. Sometimes your milk comes out a little bit more watery, sometimes it comes out a little bit more fatty. You basically mix it all together. All of the nutrients and goodness all combine with each other. and then you separate the milk and store it that way. Honestly, I only do this for convenience. I just cannot be bothered to bag my milk every single time I pump. Pumping is still not my most favorite thing in the world, but it has allowed me to increase my milk supply. I'm currently storing my milk in 5-ounce bags. He's not eating 5 ounces at a time right now, but by the time that I use this milk, he just might be. If you're wondering how I have so much milk to store or how I increased my supply, I learned you have to be really consistent with the pumping, at least every 3 hours. Some people like to do 2 hours, some people like to do 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours is my sweet spot, as well as making sure you're hydrated and eating a lot of food. I've also really been loving the drinks Body Armor. They keep me very hydrated. Oh my gosh, I'm going to the gym. This is my first time going to the gym since before I gave birth, since I was pregnant. I'm kind of nervous. We did this whole schedule change so that I can be able to go to the gym early in the morning and start my day with that. And now I actually have to go. I was like, I want to go to the gym, I want to go to the gym. And now I'm like, oh, I actually have to go. So this is so exciting. I have been pretty good about getting myself back into the gym. It's not a solid routine yet. I'm not going a certain amount of days a week. As long as I can get at least 1 or 2 days a week in the gym, that is huge for me. Not only has the gym been great for me to obviously get back into shape, feel healthier, but it's also been kind of like an outlet, or not an outlet, but an opportunity for me to see other people my age. Most of the time, I am just home with my baby, who I love so much, but being inside these 4 walls all day, every day, can be very isolating. So just in these little gym trips, I've been able to come across people, have a few words with a stranger. It's been a really nice thing, especially mentally. It's helped remind myself that I am a regular person. I'm not just mom inside the house who is always in her pajamas, but I can actually be a person outside of this. I will be documenting my progress as I go along, so just, I guess, keep on watching if you'd like to see me progress, maybe get some motivation. This is another day at the gym. I'm feeling good about where I'm at, but I definitely, obviously, don't look the same as I used to, and I don't know if I'll ever look exactly the same, but there is a goal that I would like to reach. I am still doing simple exercises. Each time I go to the gym, I try to challenge myself a little bit more. I haven't touched any weights yet. I'm not doing any heavy cardio. I usually will walk on the treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes, and then I focus a lot on my core. Here I am implementing a new exercise that really focuses on balance. As you can see, I'm better on one side than the other, but just keep on trying, and eventually I was able to get it. I lost so much core strength since being pregnant, and actually with the few workouts, the couple of weeks that I've been exercising again, I have noticed that I'm gaining some of it back, so that's really encouraging. And I am really, really excited to continue with this. Hey, Papa. Hola. Te amo. So our baby boy is now 3 months old, and I have been so emotional during this time. I have been just so reflective. Every time I just sit down with him and I have a moment of us just face to face looking at each other, having conversation, I get so emotional. And I'm gonna be honest, like, this first 3 months was really hard for me. We've made it, it's been done, but I think that it really just like flipped my world upside down. If you're expecting and you're watching this, I don't want to be like a discouragement or anything. I want you to go in to motherhood with the best possible, you know, outlook, because my experience can be very different from yours. I was just like pure survival mode, and I think that's what the newborn phase is. I think it's just pure survival mode. It was a lot more challenging for me than I anticipated. So I'm feeling emotional because for me it's kind of like, I cannot believe we've made it to 3 months. I, going into it, wasn't afraid of making it to 3 months. I think as I was in it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is never gonna end. Thank God that we have made it, and I'm starting to see the light. Things are starting to get easier. I finally feel more confident in my motherhood. I feel more confident because I've spent enough time with him that I know what his needs are, and I know what his cues are, and I know what he's asking for when he's asking for it. And I'm able to help him and feel more confident in helping him. Things like going outside of the house with him have been less intimidating because I was always just afraid of, what if he's crying and crying and crying and I don't know what to do to help him outside of the house. I don't want to be in a public situation with that happening. I know him well enough to help him when he's crying, and I feel confident in the fact that I know how to help him. And what's up, Bubba? I also understand that babies cry. I don't know why I used to feel so like, oh my god, people are gonna be looking at me if my baby's crying. Like, babies cry. What we're not about to do is feel ashamed of our baby's only way of communication, and that's something I had to realize for myself. I'm like, this is literally the only way my baby can communicate with me. It's been a little bit since that last clip because my camera died, but basically what I was trying to say is that your baby communicates by crying. If that's a problem for other people, then so be it. You need to go out and live your life. Your baby needs to see the world just as much as other people do. Own that. Own your motherhood. Do not be ashamed of it. Do not feel like you need to make yourself small or hide yourself from the world, from other people. You deserve to be out just as much as everyone else, and it does take a few extra steps now, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. Are you smiling? Are you drooling on me? You can do this, and eventually things will become more routine and it will get easier with time. Motherhood absolutely amazes me. There's so much more that goes into it than meets the eye. So much more. Like, so much more. And you don't really understand until you're fully in it. And that is something that has made me realize a lot of things about the mothers around me, things that they had to go through, like not having sleep, like needing to feed the baby constantly, you know, the baby's crying, you need to soothe them, feeling inadequate at moments, not having a lot of time to take care of yourself a lot of days. There's also a lot of good things about motherhood, but I think we see more of that than the hard moments, and so that's why I talk about them. But motherhood is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I can't imagine my life without him. I can't imagine my life without you. Can't imagine my life without you. I love you so much. Hi. Oh my god. We went to the pediatrician today. He's 3 months old and he's already teething. What are you doing growing up so fast?
Bubble, your first Christmas tree.
Your first Christmas tree.